first question, like you have your website, you have your domain and everything, but you want to change your domain, and you change your domain, but you keep everything on your website the same. How does that interfere with SEO?
So when even though the content, let's just say the content didn't change, but the domain name changed.
Yeah.
Google will Google indexes your site, adding it to its database to decide how to serve it to customers searching for it based on the website address. So when you change your domain name, all your addresses changed, and now Google has to decide what to do with the new one and what to do with the old one. So Google will re-index the new site with the new addresses. And in some cases, you might end up almost starting over. Now, there are ways to compensate for Google's re-indexing, and that is making sure you have redirects set up so that if Google attempts to reach any of the old pages on the old domain, you use a 301 redirect and send them to the new page on the new domain. And that expedites Google's ability to say, oh, the old page no longer exists. I'm going to look at this new page. It can take up to 2 months before Google re-indexes the new domain, even if the content is exactly the same. That's why redirects are important. Redirects speed it up.
Oh, okay.
And then any additional content or changes you make to the pages, like if you add a couple more blog posts, that gives Google another reason to come by the new website, that can help. Any links from other websites to the new site can help. Updating old links to the old site to make sure they are now pointing to the new site, even if you have redirect set up, will help it also. So there are a lot of things you can do to help Google index the new site with the new domain. But if you just leave it, it'll take Google a while to figure out, okay, the old site's no longer valid and the new site's the one that they want me to index.
Okay, so the easiest way is to set up the redirects 301, right?
Yes, specifically a 301. And you can usually do that on the domain or registrar level, because you can tell the old domain any page, go to the same page on the new domain. So let's say you had olddomain.com/page1, and you can go to your registrar and you say, I want to now have olddomain.com redirect to newdomain.com, but keep the URL part of the URI in there. And now every time Google or anybody goes to olddomain.com/first page, it'll go to newdomain.com/first page.
Now, can I change in Google Analytics? Can I change the domain or just add it to be best?
You'd have to change it.
Change it.
But by changing it in Google Analytics, that does not help Google re-index the new site. All that does is help you know what is the site on which the analytics is set.
Okay.
So Google doesn't read the information in Google Analytics to determine which site to serve up.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you did for Google Search Console, now Google will know the new site is in the index because you can submit it through that. Hello. But don't forget the redirects. So what you would do is on the old domain Search Console, watch as the pages get de-indexed. And then the new domain Search Console, watch as more and more pages get indexed.
Okay.
Are you encountering a particular issue with this?
No, it's future reference because
Okay.
I may change.
Yeah. I ran into this problem when I transitioned my website from the SEO game plan to Curious Ants.
Yeah, and I think Trisha is changing hers. So I wonder if that made any difference with her.
Well, so I did, but didn't. So I still have I rebranded to Your Biz Watchdog, and but my old one was Muttbeds. I did not move that site. I still have it up there.
Oh,
Because I had so many blogs, I didn't, I had so much, that site was so old, had so much stuff on there. I just said, I just am starting from scratch. I still have it up there. And I have at the front, book a call, and that will take them to chat with me. But you know, I probably should have done something different with it, but I didn't. I don't know.
So
I did. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's another example based on my own site here is I had a domain called SEO Explained Simply. And I had a couple of articles on there. The Ultimate Guide to XML Sitemaps, what to do with excluded pages in Google, Search Console, a bunch of stuff. Well, that was for a different project that I canceled. And so what I did is I just simply moved content from that site onto Curious Ants, set up redirects, and now those pages are the best performing pages on Curious Ants.
Wow.
They bring a ton of traffic.
Wow.
And it's not because there's something special about it. It's because they were getting traffic on the old website, and just I did that, what I just explained. I redirected, allowing page by page redirects from the old domain. In this case, it was SEO Explained Simply to Curious Ants. Moved some of that content onto Curious Ants. A lot of the content I did not move. The rest of that just gets caught in 301 redirects, cleaned up, go into other pages. But that is my largest traffic to those pages.